Hey everybody, welcome back to Matt's Mechanics. I got my dream bike. Went out and bought it yesterday. 2018 cbr1000rr. Let me tell you, fantastic bike. Got her in Victory Red is the color code. It was either this or the matte black. And you know what? I was gonna go with the matte black, and then when I actually got there and saw it in person, oh man, that red is just phenomenal. So we're gonna end up getting the fender eliminator kit. We'll tighten that up. We're gonna get rid of this exhaust because that's, you know, a little bit heavy for the bike, I'm sure. Also has two cables that go up to a servo motor. We'll have a video later about how we're going to remove those cables and keep the servo from burning out with, you know, just a simple fix. We're gonna put the Acroprovic GP slip-on on there. There's an intake flapper in the intake box. It's a flapper valve that is basically for quieting, in my opinion. We're probably going to end up taking that out too. We'll have another video on that. And then right now we're just kind of going through what it has and how it looks, so you guys can get a first look. So we're going to show you the Tft Display right now, which is probably my favorite part. She lights up. Oh, she's gorgeous. And you got a bunch of modes here for the user. So mode 3 is for street driving. The engine brake is the EB right here, and that is the most powerful engine brake setting, number 1. And you can go 2 and 3. Mode 3 can't actually be changed, neither with mode 2 or mode 1. Mode 3 is the easiest setting for the bike. The power mode would be the lowest. The torque control is the highest at 8, and the engine braking is the highest at 1. And then you can go to mode 2, which is kind of for the canyons. So power is at 2, torque control is at 5, which is midway, engine braking is at 3, so almost no engine braking. Personally, I think I'd kind of want more engine braking because I use that in the canyons, but I guess they don't think that's necessary. Mode 1, power is the highest, torque is almost at the lowest, the control, and the engine braking is still non-existent. I made my own mode, user 2, so power is the highest, torque control is non-existent, and the engine braking doesn't exist at all. And then I made one with the most engine braking, a little bit less than total torque control, and still absolute power. And you get a lot of different things with this. So right now it's on the side stand, so I can't show you exactly what everything is, but I'll show you something here. So let's go to my user 3, chill there. Okay, so you can get here, you can get the trip A, trip B, and then total trip. You get the, and that's in 2 days. I put 154 miles on it, by the way. So, and then over here you can get instant consumption for your miles per gallon. You get the average consumption, trip A consumption. So you can reset this by resetting trip A on the last option where it says your trip A, trip B, and total miles. And then average speed while you're moving, elapsed time for each engine run. So when you start the bike to when you stop the bike. And then obviously you get the actual digital readout for the revolutions per minute, even though you also have this one up here. And then we have back to engine consumption. So if you turn it on, up here you get like basically a logo or a rev limiter. I mean, basically when the rev limiter is going to hit. And then up here there's lights. That is actually a shift indicator, which you can set yourself as well. There's a mode if you press down or up on the control here, and then mode as well. So like if we do this and you go over here, you'll see there's the menu, and you can do a lap time, which there's also a lap button right here, and that's a different display. And so if you go down to display right here, you can go and display, and there's circuit, which is what we're talking about, the laps. So I'll show you that real quick. So if you do that and then you go back, you'll see now it's ready for lap times. So it's actually pretty cool because then you'll set your lap by pressing this, and then when you come back around you press it again and that's your lap. And then you obviously it'll actually hold your lap time here, and then so you can see if you do better up here. So let's go back to that real quick so we can change that back. So obviously I'm not going to the track anytime soon, just got her. So I actually ended up setting my shift indicator at 12.6, just, you know, because I wanted to see how it works, and that's if I get too high, obviously. If I can, I'll probably set it a little lower later just for gas mileage sake, and then still be able to go up. It's just, again, it's just for the lights on top right here, but you know, I just put it a little high because obviously I like to have a good time. So anyway, that's pretty much what it is. You know, you got lap time function. The functions, you know, don't apply to this right now because I don't have a quick shifter on it yet, and I obviously don't have electronically controlled Olin suspension, which comes on the SP model, the Fireblade. Which this is a Fireblade, it's just not the SP model. Anyways, yeah, and you know, it's, you know, I have an RC51, which is right here. And she's a beautiful bike. I mean, she's a 2004. She's Nikki Hayden edition. Swing arm, I had to get aftermarket. It got crashed a couple times. But this is a V-twin. This is the inline 4. Totally different. My radiators are on the side for here, and I've been riding this bike for 5 years now or something like that. And let me tell you, the cooling capability of this bike is remarkable. The LEDs all the way around. LEDs. 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 I'll never have to change a light, let me tell you. LEDs in the rear, too. All LEDs. This bike is remarkable. It's super clean. I just cleaned it. You can add a quick shifter if you want. You can actually take the Olins from the SP and slap it in here because the software is exactly the same. The computer's ready for it. So if you put those Olin suspensions in, the computer will already know. You can already change it all. Everything about this bike is honestly remarkable. So I'm gonna start it up so you guys can hear it real quick. So this is kind of new for me too. The kill switch is actually the starter. There's no extra button. Starts right up, right away. Sounds really nice and quiet. There's a valve for quieting inside of the exhaust. That's the servo. You can actually see it right there. So those are the two cables. So if you want to hear it, nice and quiet. But when you get past, I think it's 4,000 or 5,000 RPM, this thing really opens up. It's quick too. I mean, this thing's got 189 horsepower. It's very responsive. Yeah, I gotta say, I got my dream bike. I love it. I'm very satisfied. If you guys were gonna get it, you know, I'd recommend, the first two things I did is I got a stomp pad, just because I want to protect it from my belt or, you know, any buttons or anything. I also just got some spool sliders so I can use my my pickup for the rear end, so I can, you know, do chain slack and everything like that. Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, in the brakes, the Takako, it's more than enough. I gotta tell you, you do not need the Brembo. This thing stops on a dime. It's also got a lot of engine brake if you use it right. Yeah, you know, I'd recommend, you know, definitely recommend this bike. Yeah, and we'll see you next time with the video on the valve for the servo and the exhaust and the fender eliminator. All right, have a good one, guys. Please like and share the video if you you know, want to see more.